Up, your favorite #1 fashion and style show here on ZBC TV. This show tries to inspire you so that you can, try to look good always, wherever you are and with whatever you are doing. You should always add style to whatever you are because it brings out your personality and your character. Now today we have Suziel Collections, and that's Susan Manika, and she's going to show us her beautiful designs from Ankara to evening gowns to uniforms, corporate wear, and to this gown that I'm wearing right now, which is very beautiful. It really makes me feel like a goddess. So Susan is going to tell us a whole lot more about her story and what exactly she does. Hello Susan, welcome to the show.
Hi Val, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm so happy to be with you today because I love your designs.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So tell us, how did your journey start? Who is Susan Manika?
Susan Manika is Mrs. Chinomwana, a mother of 4, 3 girls and 1 boy. I started this job some 15 years ago. It was not easy because I started on a small corner with a small domestic machine which I had borrowed. So I had to work really hard to buy my own machine and start rolling. So I started with very few clients. When I started, I was working mostly on formal wear, like suits. I used to do suits like every day. I would do suits. And usually my clients back then were from the formal sector, like banks, RBZ. Most of them, about 80% of my clients were from RBZ and banks around. But then as time goes on, the formal sector with our current situation in Zimbabwe dropped, and I started losing clients. It was so stressful. Yeah, it was terrible. That's when I shifted to Ankara dresses, because back then I wouldn't do Ankara dresses. I would tell clients I don't do Ankara dresses because I didn't have the time.
All right. It requires a lot of time?
Yes.
Oh.
And in fact, I think I enjoyed doing the formal stuff. Nanganda Jaira, doing formal than the casual. So I started doing the Ankara dresses when the formal sector was collapsing. Yeah. But I enjoy what I do. I really feel satisfied when I'm working on especially complicated design. I really enjoy trying to make it look the way it is supposed to come out exactly. Yeah. Okay. So I was working alone back then. I was working, I think, like from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. because clients would refer each other. They really liked my stuff. So as time goes on, I employed someone to help me. It was a bit better then, and could afford to buy my own heavy-duty machines, and it became easier as well, like the workload. And I managed to employ another guys, 2 more. So now that's where I am. I really enjoy doing the evening gowns. I love working on evening gowns. Especially when I did the Mount Pleasant pageant. It was an amazing experience.
And you did 42
It was amazing.
dresses.
There were 42 and I had only like 2 weeks to make them.
Yeah, she's so talented. We gave her 2 weeks to make 42
different designs. Sometimes they're going to pay it cutting table with, so what am I going to do next?
I actually thought you're not going to complete. I couldn't believe it when you actually managed to make 42.
Yeah.
Especially coming from you, because I gave you a hard time.
Yeah,
I'll constantly app you because I want my design to be mermaid, fishtail. Yeah. So you're good. You're really good. You listen to what a customer wants.
Yeah, I really listen to what a client wants me to make, and I really try to make it come out. And I've also made amazing stuff for, like, for example, the former First Lady.
Wow.
Yeah, I did her. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, regalia, dresses, jackets. It was amazing.
Wow. So these are part of your successes, right?
Exactly.
You might as well answer that question as in,
Yeah.
tell us more about your successes. Who else have you made designs for?
I also did jackets for the Politburo members, all the ministers. I did jackets for them. I think those are the major people.
What are some of the challenges that you have faced? Because I'm sure there are nights where you cried, there are nights where you wanted to give up.
Yeah, sometimes you just feel like giving up because like currently it's the cash crisis. Where we buy our materials, they don't have Eco Cash. They don't accept swipe.
The story has
So
Wow.
you're stuck with money in the bank.
Okay.
You can buy material. You have to buy cash on black market, and in marino So it's quite a challenge these days.
Yeah. So all this that you're doing, did you study this, or it's just a passion?
I did study. I did clothing technology at Harare Poly for 3 years.
Okay.
But before that, I think I have always been good with needlework since grade 6.
Okay.
You know, my garment would get a prize, like, overall. But I didn't want to be a dressmaker, you know. Back then it was something, it was something cheapasy. So I never thought I would end up being a designer. You know.
Like a designer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Saka ndakangobvira ku primary grade 6 needlework. I was good. And from 1 to form 4 I did fashion and fabrics. My garments were nice. I think I've always been good on practical than theory.
Okay.
Yes. So it was about identifying what I can do without struggling. That's when I decided to do clothing technology at Harare Poly. That was 1999 to 2001. So I have a diploma in clothing technology.
Thank you. Well, that was it. That's it for the first segment. I hope the story has inspired you to, to think out of the box, because you never know, when God elevates you, He will do something in your life. So stay tuned, because in the second segment, we're going to meet the models and they're going to show more of Susan's designs. Not just these 2 dresses that you've seen, but she has a whole lot more stuff. So you'll definitely enjoy them. Now we're finally in the segment that you love the most, where we get to see the beautiful models that are going to showcase to us Susan's designs, and you're just going to see a different variety. In case you don't like something, maybe you like something, whatever it is, this is your segment. So Susan, so describe my dress and describe your dress as well, after mine.
Your dress is a mermaid dress, lace dress, mermaid, with a stretchy underlay and a peplum at the bottom, and the arms I didn't line them to reveal the arms a bit.
The skin.
Yeah.
And you do the same thing here.
Yes.
And at the back.
And
yeah.
the back.
And the back.
Yes.
And you really brought it out because I remember I was so specific that it should follow my body. It should be made for me. So
and
no one else can wear my dress.
I was afraid I could
I was so afraid. But it came out. I love this dress. It's everything. And then yours?
Mine is, the bodice is off-shoulder neck.
Okay.
Yes. Lace, and I didn't line the arms as well to reveal the skin a bit.
The skin.
And the bottom part is circular and high-low. High at the front and lower at the back.
So, you know, we wore both of these dresses at the Miss Mount Pleasant constituency pageant, and that's a pageant. But where else can you wear these outfits if not at a pageant?
Basically, these are evening gowns. So you wear on function, especially evening functions and evening weddings. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Susan, this is the dress that Skwelile Shumba, the winner of Miss Mount Pleasant constituency pageant, won in. So describe to us. Actually, when you made this dress, did you think it was going to be the winning dress?
No, I didn't.
So explain to us how you made this dress.
All right. School's dress is a fishtail dress. Body hanging, stretchy lace at the bodice, and stretchy material
Yeah. We have Maureen here, and she was one of our finalists for Miss Mount Pleasant constituency pageant, and she also wore this for her evening wear. Explain to us how you made her dress.
Maureen's dress is also fishtail. This one is not really stretchy. So I put satin on the underlay so that it shines through the lace, and I left a bit of space to reveal the top.
Yeah, I can see.
The sleeves to put some style. And it's low neck for jewelry, and the bag is also low to reveal some flesh a bit.
That's beautiful. Yeah. I love it. So hello, our queen.
Hello, Valerie. How are you?
I'm fine. So tell us how you won the Miss Mount Pleasant constituency pageant and what it's all about.
The Miss Mount Pleasant constituency pageant is a pageant which was held last year in June, and it was founded by the honorable of the constituency, Jason Prasad. So this is how I won. When I got this dress from Susan, I didn't quite like it at first because there were other very nice dresses.
Yeah, she had
but the
a
reason
lot
why
of.
I had to take it because of the color. I knew this was a prophecy. Purple is a color of royalty.
Okay.
So as much as she had randomly allocated the dresses to the girls, I knew this was a prophecy to me. So I loved it.
Wow. Okay, I didn't think you're gonna go that deep, but
Yeah, so that's it.
Okay. So how do you feel? How did you feel the night of crowning? You're in this dress, even your Ankara, which we're going to see in the third segment. You know, how did it make you feel, basically?
I felt very elegant. I felt like a queen, not necessarily that I had crowned myself before, but wearing purple, I knew I was representing royalty. And even the Ankara, I felt like I had the best dress, the Ankara dress.
Yes.
And I just felt like I was a queen. I felt very elegant wearing even my Ankara dress because it was heavy, really gown. So I had to walk like a queen already, and I loved it.
So Maureen, you were in the top 10. You're one of the finalists. Wangenagu top 10 at the Miss Mount Pleasant constituency pageant. I was Jele, how that made you feel?
It made me feel like a princess, really, because when I saw this dress and the color and thinking it was a night thing, and then I'm in silver, I thought I was really going to shine. So when my name was called in Upandle Lapana backstage, I was like, wow, I've finally made it. Even like if we don't get there, but I have made it in life. I was so happy.
Aww. So tell us more about this dress and also the Ankara dress that we're going to see in the third segment.
Okay. This dress particularly, it was my Cinderella dress really, because it was a perfect fit. I loved the color and it bonded well with my jewelry. So when I got to top 10, I knew this was the dress that made me get through. And my Ankara dress was different. It was so unique, and I loved the color. It was yellow again, so it made me pop out, and I loved the fact that I was standing out.
Yes. Thank you. Well, that was it. You got to see the beautiful models and they told us how they feel in their outfits and in their dresses and designs. I'm sure you caught one or two of these dresses that you see yourself wearing, you see yourself in, especially for those fancy events, for weddings, for functions, whatever you're invited for. You know how you're supposed to look for those events. So in the third segment, we're going to be continuing with Susan and she's going to tell us her goals. Welcome back to the show. Now, if your style is not mostly evening gowns, now you have a chance to see Ankara, African attire, something that has, an African feel. Maybe then you can rock that instead of rocking evening gowns, because Susan does a whole variety, a whole range of interesting designs. So I'm sure there's something for you to pick. Hi, Susan. We're back again. So now we're in your lovely Ankara wear and Skhulile is looking beautiful, and this is also her winning dress as the queen. Tell us about her dress and how you made it.
Okay. School's dress is a boob tube and mermaid shape with a white peplum circular at the bottom. I think that's it about school's dress.
And yours?
Mine is off shoulder neck. I love off shoulder neck for myself. So it's off shoulder and 3/4 sleeves and circular at the bottom.
At the bottom, okay. And mine?
Yours is Chinese collar and fitting bodies and a circular with slits.
Slits, yeah. There's a lot of, I like that. So I noticed you make a lot of mermaid dresses for models particularly. Is there a reason?
I just thought
when it comes to A-line and mermaid, how do you look at a person and say you would look nicer in a tight fitting or a flared dress?
Okay, for the models I preferred to make mermaids for them because of their curves. Yeah, the mermaid actually fits well with slimmer bodies with proportional
I get it.
figure,
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
We learn new things every day. Interesting. So tell us your motivation. Where does your motivation come from and your inspiration, locally and internationally?
I love style. I like, I can just pick just from looking at something and create something out of it. That's how I do it. I combine this and that and make one thing.
So you're trying to say, Susan, you didn't look up to someone when you're growing up? Someone you'd look at and say, this person is good, I want to be this type of designer when I'm older?
Not really.
Not really?
Not really.
Oh my God,
I
that
would
sounds
lie.
so vain.
I wouldn't lie.
Okay.
Not really, because like I said before, I never dreamt to be a dressmaker.
Okay.
So it's something I identified that I was good at, but I didn't want to be a dressmaker.
All right.
Yeah.
So. Okay, what did you want to be? Because you keep on telling us you didn't want to be a dressmaker.
I like what I do, and I enjoy making clothes, and I think I'm good at it. So I think I'm a designer.
Yeah, definitely you are.
Yeah.
So what are your goals in the next 5 to 10 years? Where is CCL Collections going to be?
I really would love to open a factory. I think in 5 to 10 years, I'll fight to have a factory.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's big.
I think I can do it.
That's big.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Very
For especially corporate wear uniforms and the gowns, evening gowns, and the Ankara as well.
So now we're joined by Maureen. You're looking very lovely.
Thank you.
The yellow really pops out. So tell us about Maureen's dress real quick.
All right. Maureen's dress is also a mermaid shape with the peplum at the bottom, showing off her curves and the sleeves with a bow flare.
What is that?
A bow flare.
This?
Yeah.
What is this? No, it's interesting. It looks Asian a bit.
Yeah, something like that.
Something, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a frill, a different type of a frill. Yeah, which makes the dress unique.
Yes, very unique.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we've seen, all your designs and right, but there's probably a parent at home who's watching the show right now, and they've got a model at home, or someone who wants to become a model. What advice do you have for them, sitting at home?
Okay. I think modeling yaitarisirwa pasi kudhara, but inoita kuti isusu madesigners tiite showcase our designs, because dress ridai ranga risina kupfekwa like this raioneka kuti riri kubuda sei. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Saka modeling inoita kuti it works hand in hand with
the
fashion industry as well. Yeah.
Okay. And it's also the case that at the Miss Mount Pleasant constituency pageant, where you got to showcase your evening gowns in your Ankara, that's the same pageant where the Queen won a car, and she's at the University of Zimbabwe. Yeah.
It doesn't mean kuti munhu mwana akada kuita model azivi zvaari kuita. I know it's like Saka it's like fashion with brains. Yeah, something like that.
Beauty with brains.
Yes.
And one thing I noticed, this is random, all your designs, I noticed they're very decent. Did you do that on purpose? Because not all of our dresses are very decent. You feel like a makoti. Makoti,
yeah.
That's how you feel. Did you do that on purpose? To make them
like
very decent,
like the Ankara. It has to be African.
And
so
African is decent.
African is decent.
Okay.
And usually African is long. So
and
most of them, yeah.
So also for a parent who's watching who's got a design at home, what advice can you give them?
Like I said before, kuti designing yanga isingatorwe is basa rine musoro before. Like I think here in Zimbabwe or in Africa, I don't know, but kunana Europe, people are millionaires.
Yes, it's big.
Yeah,
big industry.
Exactly. So I think people should start to appreciate designing, because ine mari asikungoti muno maisati yanyatsosimuka. So I think parents should be supportive. Kana mwana aine chipo ngavachisupporte and she becomes someone in the future.
Okay. So parents should mostly promote children to study. Like you studied clothing technology, and
yeah.
So to parents, maybe they can just tell their children to go and study what they have a passion in.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to get the theoretical side of your talent. Okay, totally get that. Any advice to upcoming designers?
Upcoming designers.
Yes.
You have to be very creative, because the industry, the competition, and unofana kutoita kuti vanhu vafarire ruoko rwako nemastyle aunoita pahembe dzako, to be stylish and different.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's all about being creative.
So that was it for the show today. You got to see Suziel Collections, that's Susan Manyika, with all her beautiful designs, from the evening gowns to the Ankara, and she also does corporate wear and uniforms as well. So I'm sure you got to pick something, like what I said before, from everything that we showcased to you. And we spoke about the fashion industry and how it feeds into the modeling industry, and how that also feeds into the beauty industry, and how also it all feeds into the academic sector. So everything is just one big circle. So definitely parents should support models, designers, because a passion is a passion, a talent is something that can definitely take you far. And that is what we try to show you on this show, Gear Up. That is our main mandate, our main mission. So lichiyabantwana benyu, beceta, bebonakala, I'm a models, I'm a fashion designers, whatever it may be, because it's their time to shine, so let them shine. Until next time, stay tuned to your favorite show.